Hello and welcome to the April 10th edition of the Thursday Night Thunder podcast with AJ and MMK. This is episode 17 of the series. I'm your host, Adam Jason Sinclair, and tonight on the most hardcore motorsports program on the internet, we'll be discussing the best about the world of modern motorsports. As the 2025 NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series marches on, racers are gearing up for back-to-back four-wide competition in the Mission 2 challenges. Kicking off at the NHRA Four-Wide Nationals on April 11th through the 13th at the Strip at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in Las Vegas, Nevada, followed by the NHRA Four-Wide Nationals at ZMAX Dragway on April 25th through the 27th. Since 2010 at ZMAX Dragway, four-wide drag races have wowed NHRA fans with 48,000 horsepower nitro machines, providing one of the most incredible spectacles in motorsports. When the Strip at Las Vegas Motor Speedway doubled its track to 4 lanes, Las Vegas fans were treated to twice the thrills. The tasty NHRA Challenge adds an extra layer of competition every Saturday during the regular season, bringing competitive racing and an added dose of intensity to qualifying. Semifinalists from the previous week's race are again pitted against each other for a rematch. However, at both four-wide races, it's the quarterfinals from the previous race that will take part in the Mission Challenge. When the NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series arrives at Las Vegas next week, quarterfinalists from the NHRA Winter Nationals in Pomona. Quarterfinals from the NHRA Lucas Oil Winter Nationals in Pomona will meet up in 2 quads for the first round of the Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty NHRA Challenge. 2 cars in each quad will advance to the final round, all with bonus points and a bonus prize on the line as part of a thrilling Saturday in Las Vegas. In the Top Fuel division, Pomona race winner Clay Milligan will take on a Brittany Force, Jasmine Salinas, and Scott Palmer. The other quad will be led by Pomona runner-up Tony Stewart, who will see Pomona and Phoenix Mission Challenge winner and former champ Doug Coletta and Josh Hart. The funny car ranks saw Jack Beckman winning over Daniel Wilkerson in Pomona. Beckman will be aiming for his second consecutive Mission Challenge win, and will be up against Gainesville winner Chad Green, former champion Matt Hagan, and Blake Alexander. Wilkerson will take on Phoenix race winner Paul Lee, former champion Cruz Pendragon, and funny car newcomer Spencer Hyde, who made his first career semifinal appearance in Pomona. Stock, reigning world champion Greg Anderson secured his 108th career win over his teammate Dallas Glenn. Anderson will face off with 5-time champion Jake Coughlin Jr., Brendan Foster, and Corey Reed, while Glenn will square off with Matt Hartford, Derek Kramer, and Pro Stock newcomer Matt Latino. The 2024 NHRA Four-Wide Nationals winner in Las Vegas were Doug Coletta Top Fuel, Bob Tasca III in Funny Car, and Jake Coughlin Jr. in Pro Stock, while Antron Brown in Top Fuel, Austin Prock each claimed Mission at Too Fast, Too Tasty NHRA Challenge wins a year ago. This season, Top Fuel driver Sean Langdon has picked up both the Mission Challenge wins at Phoenix and Pomona. Former champ Ron Capps won in Phoenix, and it was Jack Beckman winning in Pomona to go alongside his Winter Nationals win. Pro Stock's Coughlin Jr. won in Phoenix, and Matt Hartford claimed the challenge win in Pomona. The NHRA Four-Wide Nationals also will feature a thrilling competition in the NHRA Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series, featuring some of the top. Fans will also be invited all weekend long to the Nitro LA stage, which will help create a festive atmosphere, leading with Nitro School, meet and greets, and much more. Race fans at the Strip at Las Vegas Motor Speedway can enjoy the special pre-race ceremonies that introduce and celebrate each of their drivers racing for the prestigious Wally on Sunday, and include the favorite Steelmaster Track Walk. This final can't-miss experience of any NHRA event is the Winner's Circle celebration on Sunday after racing concludes, where fans are invited to congratulate the. As always, fans can get an exclusive pit pass to the most powerful and sensory-filled motorsports attraction on the plant in Las Vegas. This opportunity gives fans a unique chance to see teams in action and service their hot rods between rounds, get autographs from their favorite NHRA drivers, and more. In Las Vegas, the NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series qualifying will feature 2 rounds at noon and 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time on Friday, April 11th, and the final 2 rounds of qualifying on Saturday, April 12th at 12 noon and 2:30 p.m. eliminations will begin at 13th. Television coverage includes 30 p.m. time on Friday. On Fox. For by Nationals in Las Vegas. Fans can visit nhra.com/tickets. For more information on the NHRA, please visit nhra.com. Now, we're once again hoping to welcome Camry Caruso to the program tonight. We're running a little bit behind, but hopefully Camry will be on the show this evening. She was supposed to be on the program last week, but we're hoping to have her on tonight. If she's not on, that's fine, but we're kind of hoping to have her on this evening. We're also going to be featuring highlights of the news conference from the Formula E series, which I'm going to go ahead and open up now and be open in a few moments. Should be a really good weekend there at the Formula E race in Miami, at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Look forward to that. Heading down there tomorrow, in fact, and I've got a few highlights I'm going to share with you about that momentarily. Now, unfortunately, our co-host is not able to join us this evening. Having a little bit of a medical issue, but it shouldn't be that bad, and she's going to be on the mend and back with us next week, fingers crossed. So let's go ahead and give her our best wishes and hope that she's back on the program next week. While we're at it, let's ask the normal question, shall we? Are you a race car driver, crew chief, pit member, track owner? Maybe you're a huge fan of the sport. Contact us to get your spot on the show. After all, you deserve your 15 minutes of fame, and we'd love to hear from you. The easiest way to do that, of course, is to head to the official page for this is Thursday Night Thunder Podcast.podbean.com. That's Thursday Night Thunder Podcast.podbean.com. We have some information down on the lower part of the page for you regarding that, so be sure to check that out. While we're standing by for Camry Caruso, who may or may not be joining us this evening, let's go ahead and get some information for you about the Formula E series. Formula E, as you know, is the number one electric racing series in the world. It's part of the FIA. They're on their current Generation 3 cars, which we'll talk about in a moment. But before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit learn a little bit more about the series from Carlos Padilla II, who's the head of Global Sports Partnership at Dow. Now, Dow is one of the teams that is one of the main sponsors of the Jaguar TCS racing team in the Formula E series. They also sponsor Austin Dillon in NASCAR. I had a chance earlier today to ask some questions of Mr. Padilla, who has responded in kind on the email a short time ago. I asked him first, how does Dow benefit from their work with Jaguar TCS Racing and Formula E? For background, Dow has been helping advance the automotive industry through material science innovation for more than 100 years. Their mobility science team works closely with tiers and OEMs to develop technologies that enhance vehicle performance and sustainability. From collaborating with like-minded mobility partners, they tap into one another's expertise and help develop innovations much faster than they could alone. It's no coincidence that Dow has been involved in motorsports for nearly as long. In 1921, Tommy Milton won the Indy 500 in a race car featuring lightweight Dow metal pistons, in alignment with Dow's commitments to climate protection and advancing lower carbon mobility. They ventured into the electric partner to Jaguar TCS Racing on the ABE Formula E World Championship in 2020. And as its official material science partner in 2021. Through the partnership, they got to use exciting street circuits around the world as their high-tech throughput laboratory, testing, refining, and ultimately showcasing their innovations that help improve efficiency, sustainability, and performance. They will take those insights from the track and can bring them to their automotive customers around the world, helping them develop the next generation of road EVs. They like to road innovation. I also asked him, with all the things going on in South Florida this weekend, why should someone head down to the race in Homestead? That's a pretty obvious answer, of course, but let's see what he said about it. The FIA Formula E World Championship is international, so it's not very often that it comes to Miami. This is only the third time ever that the race has been here in. Actually, it's the second time, isn't it? So, 15, it's back now. So it's your chance to see the world's fastest electric race cars compete at high speeds and get a glimpse into the future of electric vehicles. Beyond racing, it's a great atmosphere with music, food, fan zones, and interactive experiences for everyone. Come cheer on Dow and Jaguar TCS Racing as we race to innovate. Now, it should be a really good weekend of racing, and I'm going to go ahead and include some of those responses in a future piece that may be running about these series in the next few days. Let's see what else they sent me about that. Again, it doesn't look like Cameron Caruso is going to be on the pro tonight. I'm going to go ahead and reach out to her once again, probably in the next few days, to see if she's interested. Unfortunately, she is not able to be on the program, but that's fine, and we'll see if she's going to be able to come on in the future. I don't know what the issue is here, but unfortunately, she's not with us tonight, and that is unfortunate. It would have been good to talk to her. She seems like an interesting character, and is all around association. I've worked really hard to develop partnerships within NHRA in the past several years, and I'm happy to get the chance to talk to some people from there every so often. So that's always cool. I'm also happy that because of you guys and your support over the past decade or more, I'm able to head down to special events such as the one tomorrow at the FIA Formula E event for the Jaguar team. That'll be really cool to see that. I'm looking forward to it, to see how the Jaguar TCS, some of the people from the team there, should be good. Give me an idea of how the racing has changed since the Generation 1 cars, now on Generation 3. They'll be going on Generation 4 soon. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I'll be able to share some pictures with you guys probably the end of the day tomorrow, because they do have some new things that they're going to be holding off on. So, but at the end of the day tomorrow, I'll go ahead and share some of that with you guys, both on the Facebook page if possible. But I'm probably going to share it on Instagram. That'll be instagram.com/FABORPLUMBS. Be sure. Let me see here. Hold on 1 second. I'm also looking for information here from the Maserati team, which I had a chance to talk to a little bit earlier in the week. So let's go ahead and see here. It was interesting to get a chance from the Maserati Formula E team. I know they had a news conference, and I'm going to go ahead and share some of that with you guys in a moment. It was a virtual roundtable with Maserati MSG Racing. The people Stoffel Van Dorn and Jake Hughes took part in the news conference. So that was pretty interesting. We'll go ahead and share some of that with you guys in a moment. Again, I apologize for not being totally on the ball with this afternoon, but they did have some other stuff going on here today, and I'm preparing for my first major event that I've been to in a long time. So it'll be pretty cool. It's my first motorsports junket in a couple of years, so it'll be really neat to go down there and see the Formula E guys compete and talk a little bit more about that. So the FIA Formula E Series continues their 11th season after nearly two months off, with a stop at the legendary Homestead Miami Speedway, which reset the stage for Round 5 of the Championship Series. With Oliver Rowland leading the standings after 2 wins in the opening 4 races, the battle for the title is heating up. Expect high-speed action and plenty of overtakes under the blue Miami sky. The Gen 3 Evo is set to stun the fans with the wheel-to-wheel racing at the Speedway, a rarely feature on the NASCAR calendar. Andretti and DSP and Nico Mueller for Andretti and John Ellerberger and Maximilian Gunter Penske will be looking to put on a show for their home fans on Saturday, April 12th. Formula E's last visit to Miami saw Andretti score a podium with Scott Speed, who remains the only American driver to stand on a Formula E podium. Other teams in the series include Cooper Kiro with drivers Dan Ticktum and David Beckman, Envision Racing with Robin Freens and Sebastian Buemi, Lola Yamaha ABT with Lucas Degrassi and Zane Maloney, Eduardo Montara and Nick DeVries, Neom McLaren with Sam Bird and Taylor Bernard, Nissan with Oliver Rowland and Norman Nato, and Tag Heuer Porsche with Pascal Verlinen and Antonio Felix da Costa. Again, as I stated, tomorrow I'll be taking part in a pre-race event with Jaguar TCS Racing, where I will get a chance to meet drivers Mitch Evans and possibly Nick Cassidy, as well as enjoy paddock and pit lane access to get a sneak peek of the team garage and final preparation before race day. All the partnership between Dow and Jaguar TCS Racing from experts, including James Barkley, who's the managing director of JLR Motorsport and Jaguar TCS Racing team principal, Mitch Evans, the Jaguar TCS Racing driver and Dow ambassador, and Carlos Padilla II, the head of global sports partnerships at Dow, who we just heard a little bit from a moment ago. It should be a great time, and I'll bring you highlights of that next week. I'll also, as I stated, have some stuff up online on my social media channels, including mostly on Instagram at instagram.com/favorplums, FAVORPLUMB. Speaking of highlights, Maserati MSG Racing with drivers Jake Hughes and Stoffel Van as well as team principal Cyril Blaze, held a virtual roundtable earlier in the week, where they previewed the upcoming race, as well as how the season is going so far. Let's go ahead and listen into a little bit of that if we can. Go ahead and try and do that now. Of course, because this is, of course, the joy of live broadcasting. But we'll see if we can get it going here in a moment. Everything's taking a little bit longer tonight. I don't know why, but it does sometimes. Now I'm going to go ahead and post some of that to my YouTube page, which is youtube.com/FABORPLUMBS. That's youtube.com/ForBoardPlums. Be sure to check that out there. It'll be under the Motorsports News and Views section, of course. And that will be posted probably in the next few days. Probably on Sunday, I'm thinking. I'll also be posting a few other videos that I'm going to be taking probably on Saturday, maybe a little bit on tomorrow. I'll be posting that on YouTube as well. Be sure to check that out. I'm going to go ahead and post links to that also on this page, on the Facebook page, and might have a little bit of a link on my motorsportsnewsandviews.wordpress.com page as well. So be sure to check that out. I'm hoping for a really good time this weekend. It's going to be a fun event. I might even post a little bit on TikTok. You never know. It depends on the on how long the videos are. I've got all different sorts of things I'm experimenting to and social media. Unfortunately, I can't. No. Should be a really good weekend of racing there. There's a lot of good racing this weekend. If you have a chance, head out to any of it in the country, if you're able to. If not, find it on your TV or on the internet. Just support your local track, support national track, support racing. It needs your support. It's more and more difficult for people in motorsports, and I think that everybody needs the support. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about that, shall we? About the fact that this was the first time in several years since the previous Trump administration that the champions of NASCAR and IMSA, as well as the champion of the Indy 500, were there at the White House to be honored by the President of the United States. Now, of course, anybody has their issues with Trump, and that's fine. People from motorsports recognized in Washington, D.C. That was a really great opportunity, and it was fun. It looked neat to have all the cars there parked in front of the White House. So if you haven't seen that little clip, it was a kind of a corny little clip, but it was kind of neat that the White House put out with all the pictures of the drivers and the cars. Be sure to check that out if you can find it. I'll post a link to it if I can. I'll go ahead and repost it on the Facebook page, more than likely, sometime in the next few days, probably on Sunday again. See them there. I know Trump enjoys NASCAR. I don't know how much he follows IndyCar or IMSA, but it's kind of neat to have Joey Logano and some of the other guys from Penske Motorsports there at the White House. So that was kind of neat. I thought that was interesting to have those guys hanging out there. Be sure to check out this weekend's activity from the Formula E series on Roku. It's also available on CBS. YouTube has quite a bit. You can also find it on various internet sites. There's a link on the page for FIA Formula E that lists all the different TV coverage depending on where you are in the world. So I'd be sure to check that out as well. Again, if you're able to, I'd head down to the racetrack. It's supposed to be a really good weekend of racing. The weather's going to be nice. Won't be quite as humid. Won't be quite as hot as it has been certain other times of year. So should be really good racing. Should be a really good weekend of racing, and I think it'll be fun to head down. Again, it's been a decade since I have seen the Formula E cars run, and it should be really good to see them there. Not only do they have the race there in Las Vegas, the 4-wide Nationals, as well as the Formula E race this weekend, but of course you've got the NASCAR event as well as the racing in Long Beach. I did get some information about that sent to me. I know Paul Tracy is going to be having a rollout of his new podcast coming out there. I might even have a chance to talk to Paul Tracy in the future. I'm going to have a little bit of information about his new podcast on the page at motorsportsnewsandviews.wordpress.com. Be sure to check that out there as soon as you're able. There'll be a lot of good information coming out on Motorsports News and Views in the next few days. Probably on Sunday, as I stated, and maybe a little bit on Saturday. I don't think I'll do anything tomorrow. I might, but more than likely it'll be on Sunday. So be sure to check that out there. I'm working on trying to get some sort of a newsletter thing published out from them. Uh, so I've had that in the past for other sites. If you have any suggestions, any serious suggestions about newsletter sites that are free and that you can access, be sure to send them over to me. I'd appreciate it. Again, you can get in touch with me easiest by going to thursdaynightthunderpodcast.podbean.com. Easiest way to get in touch with me. There's a little link on there that you can send me an email. I'd be happy to hear from you. But again, I'm thinking about doing a newsletter again. That was really fun when I was able to do that for my when I ran the Palm Beach Happening many years ago. So I'd love to do that for you guys. It's a good way of encouraging support, and it helps you send out what information you have for the stories you're working on at the period of time. So that's kind of cool, and I'm looking forward to trying to do that for you guys. If not, I will go ahead and keep everything updated as I have been and get things posted as soon as I can. Right now, it seems to be like a once a week thing, but I'll try to get that a little bit more. It depends on what I'm doing. Again, I apologize to you guys who were looking forward to hearing from Cammy Caruso this evening. She was not able to join us for whatever reason, and I will check on that, what the reasoning is, but unfortunately, she was not. I also look forward to posting up the information from Jaguar TCS Racing. That'll be done in the next few days. Again, he sent me a lot of good answers and information. I'm going to get some more from that from him tomorrow, as well as some of the other people from Jaguar TCS. Also on Saturday, we get a chance to talk to the Maserati team, which would be really awesome. Talk to those guys and see that. That'll be really fun. Hang out with some of those guys on Saturday, probably Electric Lounge is what they call it in Homestead. It's the VIP section for the Formula E Series. Going to be heading down there on Saturday, checking that section out. And I'll have some pictures and other highlights of that. Again, that might be a sort of thing I'm going to post some videos from as well. I don't know if they'll be long videos or short videos or whatever, but I'll get a lot of different information posted out for you guys. And if you're interested in heading down to Formula E anytime in the future and check out the Electric Lounge, I'll have some details about what that exactly is. So I think it's sort of a section. Reminds me of other things I've done in similar series, but we'll see how it goes on Saturday, and I will give a chance to let you guys know. Again, I'm hoping to talk to a few different drivers this weekend, in addition to the Maserati team and, of course, the Jaguar team tomorrow. But we'll see how that goes. I might have a chance to get some autographs. I did get a pass to the autograph session, so I might try and get some pictures there. Again, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to cover this thing, but I'm going to definitely cover it for you guys and have some more information for you, as well as this weekend, as I do my articles regarding the FIA Formula E Miami ePrix this weekend. Once again, I'd love to thank you guys for listening tonight and for listening in the past. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'd like to thank you again and make sure that you check out past episodes of Thursday Night Thunder, as well as the other shows on the Speedway Digest Radio Network, by searching your favorite search engine. I did find a couple links over the weekend, but nothing I'd be willing to post for you guys. It wasn't the best, but you can find it if you look. You may not be able to find as much as there used to be, unfortunately, because Blog Talk Radio website is now offline. It's now history. So a lot of that stuff was hosted on there, and it was just sort of a link to it. But you can find it if you look. It's just more difficult than it ever was before. And again, I'm terribly sorry that is not available anymore. Blog Talk Radio was a great resource. We had fun with it. We've had more fun with Podbean, of course. But, it was fun. It was good for what it lasted, and hopefully we'll be able to find some at the Speedway Digest Thursday Night Thunder. But most of that's been relegated to the ages, as it were. You can also check out this show on Facebook by visiting facebook.com/SD Thursday Night Thunder. I've been trying to update that a little bit more with some highlights about other racing, as well as congratulating race people and all that. And be sure to check that out. You can listen to previous episodes of this show at Thursday Night Thunder Podcast.podbean.com or on several different which include iHeartRadio, Boomplay, Spotify, and Player FM. One of my favorite that I've found, at least the favorite way it's laid out for the show, is at podchaser.com/Thursday Night Thunder with AJ and MMK. That is all one word, heck of a word in it, but all one word. You can check that out there. Podchaser.com/Thursday Night Thunder with AJ and MMK. It's a great way to listen to the show. You can also find the show at YouTube at youtube.com under the podcast section, Thursday Night Thunder Podcast. You can also see all the videos regarding motorsports I've done over the years, including the interview that I had several years ago with the driver for Speed Stick from Front Row Motorsports from several years back. That's one of my best videos I've ever done, one of the best interviews I've ever done. And I'd love to have some good stuff come out this weekend as well. So, and plus you can check out the video I did from Ford at I'm hoping to head up to Barrett Jackson again this year. Not sure when. One of those days coming up in a couple of weeks. I'll be discussing that in the future. But we'll have some previews of Barrett Jackson coming up here on the program as well as having it on the Motorsports News and Views .wordpress.com, which is where you can find all my good racing news at. In addition, if you're a fan of South Florida, and who isn't, be sure to check out the latest news and information from our slice of paradise on my travel blog, For Plum's Fantastic Finds, which can be found on Facebook, on Twitter, easiest way to go to that, and by heading to For Plum's Fantastic Finds .wordpress.com. Again, I'm thinking about expanding my YouTube page. I've always thought about that. It's just never happened yet. But I'm going to go ahead and post some videos this weekend. That's my goal. Some videos from of the interviews anyway that I'm going to do there at the Formula E race tomorrow and possibly on Saturday. I'll be posting some of that to the YouTube page. There will also be links, of course, posted on Facebook. And I might even try posting them on the Motorsports News and Views.wordpress.com page, as well as on other pages. Be sure to check that out. And again, I'm going to go ahead and post, I think, the news conference, the virtual roundtable the other day from Maserati. That will be posted probably on Sunday. Once again, I'd like to thank all of you for listening. And if you listened on Thursday, tonight, the 10th of April, I appreciate it. If you listen anytime in the future, I appreciate it as well. Be sure to let me know where you found this stream, whether you found it through Podbean or through one of the other streaming services I mentioned, because I'm always interested in finding out where you guys have found this show. Also, if you're interested in a specific form of motorsports that we didn't happen to cover tonight, be sure to let me know in the comments or by emailing me. Again, easiest way, going to Thursday Night Thunder Podcast.podbean.com. Easiest way to find us. You can even go to the show webpage or the show page there at facebook.com/SD Thursday Night Thunder. Once again, we look forward to having a lot more insight and information regarding the world of modern motorsports this season. We've had a really good start to the year so far. It just keeps getting better. Be sure to check it out. And we look forward to seeing you again next week in the Thunderdome as we discuss the major issues in the world of modern auto racing. Wherever racing you happen to go this weekend, have a great time. Should be a great time for it. Thanks again.